Gents, for another tightly played T5 Premier game tonight. We've got both Dog Pound Society versus the MRUs. Okay, guys, this is myself, Royal No Limit here, doing a stream alone tonight, and then unfortunately some of my guys couldn't make it through, but however, I am joined here by my trusty little cameraman, Royal 9 Seconds, or how most of you guys would know him through Discord side as Riplets Monster. Welcome, bud.
What's up, bud? How's it?
Lekker, man. Alright, so this is going to be an interesting matchup tonight. I mean, I've known previously from playing against both teams in that, in the previous T5 series, in that both MRUs, phenomenal team, and that I've seen they've got some new players on board though. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting one, especially with the DPS. I mean, I've played a lot against Wes, Madrid, Costa Cara, and all of the guys in that, and definitely a team to look out for in the future. And that. Stu, any predictions on tonight? How you see the game going, or anything like that?
I don't wanna make favoritism up here. I mean, we've played against MRUS, great team, like a bunch of oaks, especially Miss Wildcats, DPS as well, strong team, very great guys to deal with. Never had any issues with both of these, so I don't really want to say one's going to beat the other. It should be a tight game.
Well, I mean, looking at them, I mean, they're both part of the Pool 5 T5 series over here, and both have played one game so far, and both have won that one game so far. So they are sitting currently tied at the top of the log. So, I mean, this is definitely going to separate the two teams. Having a look at the further fixtures coming up, though, I mean, this will actually be pretty much a decider between the two guys who will actually finish first in that division, though, in my opinion, though. I mean, especially playing against these guys before and that. But anyway, let's just have a quick look at the teams over here. We've got both Black Terror from MRUs, we've got Flaming Arrows, we've got GMT BBX, we've got JJ Greenfields and Johan Base. And then having a look at the DPS side here, we've got AJ VN8, we've got Costa Cara, Madrid Reckoning, and Wes van Tonda. Any players that you would suggest from your side that would really stand out?
At 100% honesty, I do not recognize any of those names. Like off the top of my head, I will not lie. The only person I really communicate with through DPS and MRUs is either Miss Wildcat from MRUs or Lil Green Monster, which is my monster in crime from DPS side.
Yeah. All right, well, look, I mean, playing with both teams in that, I mean, personally from the MRU side in that, I know GMT BBX is a phenomenal pilot. He's been fantastic in the sky. I mean, I struggle at times in that to actually get past him in that. I mean, yeah, definitely a pilot to look out for in the future, though. A lot of the players like Black Terror and Flaming Arrows I don't really recall seeing on the field in there. However, I have seen JJ Greenfields and Johan Base. Yeah, well, a lot of us in the community have got our own little personal opinion about these two guys anyway. Pretty much a little bit of an MRU tradition over here going on here.
You serious? Are you watching that chat group?
No.
Yeah, what's happening? Are we still with one player? Sorry, I'm outside having a cigarette while we wait.
It's all good, man. Anyway, yeah, the chat group, okay, let me just reply to these boys. Sorry about that. Anyway, having a look at the DPS boys of I've seen majority of the guys, Wes, Reckoning, Madrid, Costa Cara, and AJ all out in the field, and that definitely one player that I would suggest watching out for tonight will probably be Wes van Tonda.
Yes, Wes. Never mind. I do know one of them. Yes, Wes.
Yeah, Wes van Tonda, a phenomenal player and everything like that. Definitely a great player to have on your team as well as Reckoning. I mean, both two phenomenal players that we can actually have a look at for brilliant game. It's just it's pretty much a pity that we aren't seeing like your original MRU's team and that's been fielded in that. I feel like tonight this is more of a social team more than anything. But I do stand under correction about this. So
it could be a surprise.
Yeah, definitely. So hopefully this, man, anyone just wants a good game from both teams in that. I mean, we've been watching some of the games coming through from the T5 series in that where it's just been absolute walkovers through different teams and all of that, man. But anyway, boys, it looks like they've already started. And as we see over here, we've got the DPS boys already holding down one of the objectives, and the other, so actually two of the objectives And then obviously no contending on B yet flag there. Oh, dirty plays there by Wes van Tonder. Getting that dirty little rocket gun killed there on JJ Greenfields. Let's suckle through these players over here quickly. Alright, as we can see, we've got DPS boys sitting on the outside, and we've got two of the MRU boys busy contending a point from the top there. And then it seems like they're busy doing a very authentic push from behind the C point there. We see we've got one guy, Reckoning taking our Black Terror. I wonder at all if he's actually aware. Flaming Arrows is aware. Yes, he is aware. Takes Reckoning down. Let's see if he can do that little dirty little C push over there. But however, these guys should be aware that Wes van Tonder has got that C point locked down. Oh man, so far so good by the DPS boys over here. I mean, they are absolutely dominating this game here. Just keeping the MRU guys at bay, breaking the momentum every single corner that they are pushing over here. However, we have got Johan Bays sitting on A flag, was taking it, now getting taken back. And then we've got both Black Terror as well as Flaming Arrows that have just jumped onto their C point, taking that point there. Stu, anything that you can see here so far that you want to point out to the viewers if they're all watching?
For myself, I mean, nobody's watching this back corner. Okay, never mind. Costa Cara has just gone to go check that little sneaky corner because obviously the point was being contested. I really did not see. Johan Bars. That sneaky little move from there.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed about this game so far is, I mean, the MRUs really need to break up their tight little nitgrit that they've got going on over here at the moment. They really need to push different angles here. I mean, they're busy sitting back the whole time, just trying to defend their B point, but not making an actual effort to get out of that B point though. I mean, the DPS boys have got them on lockdown there. Best thing to do would now be is just to spawn in a random point again, take the guys by surprise and slowly get one or two of your players just to spawn on you, just to push an objective, which I see that they have done now. Obviously left B underground uncontested now.
The one thing I would
call,
the one thing I would call here if I was in this MRU's chat party is use the outside flanks. They're just running constantly on the inner walls. They're not using the entire map to their advantage. I mean, we've got two guys sitting here on top of... yes, we've got two guys from MRU sitting on the top of the castle over here, just trying to get Costa Cara. But none of them are actually pushing. They've lost B point, and I stand corrected. We just got a C cap from MRU, and we've got DPS just coming back and trying to take them out. And MRU has just lost 2 players on that C point.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. Yeah, we've got both Wes van Tonder as well as Madrid busy keeping GMT BBX occupied there. Wes van Tonder coming in with that cheeky little climb over that hill there, busy taking him out. And we got Costa Cara sitting on the outside of the map here, busy going head to head against Black Terror. Black Terror completely unaware that Costa Cara was pushing there from behind. And then we've got Flaming Arrows as well, just right there as well. The guys are completely unaware of Costa Cara's presence out there. Reckoning coming in, getting the challenge completed. We've got Black Terror as well as GMT BBX on the A points over here. GMT busy holding it down brilliantly, and we've got AJ just on the outskirts over there. Hopefully he can get something out. I see both Johan Bass and both him and JJ Greenfields on top of that tower busy holding it down. Oh, Costa Cara, better luck next time with that aiming, my bud. And then we've got JJ Greenfields busy taking that B position. Hope he is aware that Costa Cara will be pushing him down from underground there.
You see, another thing I've noticed, once MRU are on the flag, they have the guys spawn on them, but they do not push off, which could be a downside. As you saw there, they're caught on that little bridge, that little side of on the wall, and they just end up losing their A flag because of AJ coming around the back flank just to capture that sneaky little flag.
Yeah. Very strange players that are coming in from the MRU guys at the moment, but I mean, you can see them, they actually are trying to give it their all, busy trying to get those very tight angles just to actually push a point in that. Once again, like I suggested, let the oaks spawn outside the different areas instead of spawning on the objective the whole time and just carry on pushing from there. We might actually have another... No, we don't. the guys are just absolutely holding their position downstairs there at the moment. We've got both Black Terror, Flaming Arrow, and JJ Greenfield, as well as Johan Base, all being contended there by Costa Cora. We've got Reckoning on the outside, so he gets the 1 kill. Johan Base just coming in for that second there. Costa Cora obviously taking up Black Terror. Is he aware that JJ Greenfield is still locked down inside there? Yes, he is. Taking B back nicely done. Oh, alright, so let's see who's standing out here from the guys so far. It's both definitely West Ventura and Reckoning, both of the guys that are really standing out, like I said. And then from the MRU boys, both Flaming Arrows, only one that's really carrying all the pressure at the moment. Black Terror, Young Base, JJ Greenfields, and GMT, all busy struggling there on the infy front though.
We do have 2 comments here by hashtag 35042. I'm guessing must be an MRU player. He states here, MRU is camping, not the best thing to do in T5. And then obviously cheering on MRU.
Yeah. Well, like I said at the beginning of the stream, for the guys that are watching it, MRUs, well, I could say MRUs really, but there are a few players within MRU very well known for their camping abilities and that. But I mean, obviously some well-respected guys in the community, which we love dearly though.
Yeah, unfortunately, Miss Wildcat stated that she couldn't be here tonight as she is working night shift. We do feel sorry for her, as she is missing a game. I mean, she is a phenomenal player herself. But yeah, let's just hope that MRU can pull this back, because unfortunately, this map is a one-sided game right now.
Completely one-sided at the moment, yeah. Definitely, so you definitely fielding a whole team that we're not used to really seeing. I mean, without the likes of like Sandeep and the rest of the boys that can actually phenomenal infy players. Just obviously not pitching up. So I said earlier, maybe this is just a bit of a what's the name, social side that the MRUs put together, or maybe a bit of a last-minute team. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Who knows what is actually happening at the headquarters back at home?
Hashtag pray for Wildcats. Thanks, hashtag.
There's definitely another trip cap going on here by the DPS boys, and that AJ is aware that all 3 MRU boys are beneath him. Can he capitalize from any of this though? And we've got Madrid that's also aware, Costa Cora, as well as Wes van Tonda.
Ooh, DPS just made the biggest mistake sitting on A. And they just had the whole of MRU spawn right behind them.
Well, the great point to hold down the spawns, I suppose, though. But yeah, please, someone just stop this rape at the moment. Just hopefully the boys from MRU can turn this around and just keep this game going on for longer. Or hopefully the second game we can actually see some more action coming from the boys in that.
Yeah. Hashtag just to confirm, this was the last-minute team put together for tonight.
Just as I thought, very social team in that.
Yeah.
Do you expect more players like Johan Base or JJ Greenfields to be a part of your TDM games and that? Everything where a lot of the games are more controlled, more relaxed, you know.
Yeah.
Like, so just chilling in corners. Let's put it that way. Oh man, but there's not much to commentate on at the moment for this game unless the MRU boys can take the C point over here. But we've got Reckoning busy pushing your home base as well as GMT. Does he actually
No, GMT just takes him out.
We've got Madrid and then busy pushing on there as well. Costa Cora is aware that the guys are there, and West Van Tonda is just also aware that JJ Greenfields is just outside there to his right as well. There you go. Knows he's right there.
Ooh, GMT's got a massive pusher by DPS against him. Oh, and he gets cross-fired by 3 members from DPS.
Absolutely no chance there, my bro.
No chance,
and
that flag is
get
gone.
Get the hell out of here. This is
and that flag is gone in a few seconds. And that is the map. We can comfortably call it there. 200 to 34.
Gotta say, MRUs. I know this is a last ditch effort team that you guys had to put together, maybe just for tonight and that. Very social team and that though. Better to get you guys some more experience in the future than that. Definitely with the new seasons coming ahead, maybe for Battlefield 5 and that, maybe just try fielding 2 T5 teams. Let the guys get a bit more exposed due to the domination games and that. But also, I mean, a valiant effort from the boys, and I'm unfortunately falling to the hands of the Dog Pound Society tonight with Wes van Tonda, and obviously Reckoning just controlling the entire field there.
Yeah, busy looking at the scorecards here. I mean, West Fontaine going 22 for 5, Costa Cara 24 for 5. All positive on the DPS side. Unfortunately, no positives on the MRU side. The one that was getting most of the kills there was Flaming Arrows, 13 for 17, but unfortunately, again, not a positive. The best thing about Dom, I will say, is that because kills do not count, I would not really focus on your kills on this one. Just capturing those flags and holding them down. That is the main focus.
No, definitely. I mean, look here. I mean, every team that that actually features in that should surely, I mean, let's call it back at headquarters, and that the guys should surely have like little game plan drawn down for the majority of the members in that, so everyone is aware what roles they're playing, which stats or strats that they're going to be using. Sorry, and then obviously just fielding just a positive vibe on tactics just throughout the game. Obviously, just winning their one-on-ones, pushing at the right time, knowing which way to flank, and then obviously pinching points in that. But yeah, once again, unlucky MRUs, dude. Very valiant efforts, and saw coming from a mile off. Well done, DPS. Oh, bit of a misty map over here at the moment. I've got to be really honest. This week's maps in there for the T5 really not exciting whatsoever. I mean, Val Fortress is fun. I mean, it's not such spacious maps such as St. Quentin over here, but man, this will come in handy a lot. I mean, St. Quentin will be really good for the guys from MRUs if they actually leave JJ Greenfields or even your home base just to camp a flag. I mean, just sit obviously in like very concealed corners and that wait for the guys to push the points. Obviously take them out and just regain that objective. Though I would suggest that both the guys do it on 2 different points in that, and then obviously have their guys just rotating between the 2 different points and possibly even push that 3rd point though.
I will admit, obviously looking at streaming this map right now as is, it is going to be kind of difficult, as the fog is limiting our vision as third person spectators. But once they spawn in, hopefully we can get a couple of good shots with the first person camera, even third person.
Just going to be waiting for the boys just to give us a bit of a spawn time over there at the moment. Yeah, it's not the first time this week so far that we've seen teams fall this low, eh? I mean, especially on score. I mean, definitely the boys from MSMK coming off with a massive win over the guys at I think it was GSC second team, right?
Yes, GSC Natives, yeah. 200 to 3, if I'm not mistaken, on this map. If I'm not mistaken, I can stand to be corrected.
And then obviously, the MSMK just walking over the GSC boys at the moment, and then we had Royal that's just obviously thumped THC last night. I mean, the first map went down 200 to 13, and the second map was 200 to 68. I mean, there's been a couple of games already that we've watched the guys that have just fallen down so hard in that. But anyway, let's get back to action over here. We see already that we've got the boys from MRU capping the C objective there.
And DPS already on C flag. Already a hard push against C.
Yeah, already got A and B over here. Very strange pushes coming in from the boys at MRU. I mean, all of them are bunching up as he's pushing one objective at a time. What's expected from this? It's going to be the same turnaround team. I mean, there's our first trip cap of the game. I mean, so early into the game, and that's... I really don't know how MRU are going to capitalize from this, but I see that they have taken the B flag pretty strongly. I would leave 1 or 2 players behind, and then obviously have another 3 players push off and go cap at another objective, though. And just like I mentioned, Nana, if the guys could actually have players such as like your home base or JJ Greenfield's captain flag or something like that, just like they've got West Fontaine doing there on C at the moment, obviously sitting at the back end of C there. Actually, if anyone even tries to pose a threat to that objective, I mean, we know that for a fact that West will just shut them down quickly. The boys there from MRU a little bit, how can I put it, just scattered at the moment. We've got both GMT as well as Flaming Arrows going in for that C push at the moment. And then we've got, if I can get there, we've got JJ Greenfield busy contending for that A spot alongside with Black Terror over there. Alright, so any first person views that we should be looking at for sure?
Just busy watching West Fontaine. I've got another comment here. Problem is that this team really plays with each other. Other hence the lack of strats. We're missing 3 players.
So it's definitely 3 of their main players, though.
Yeah. Hashtag if you can correct us there. Or if we might be mistaken, either you're missing 3 of your main members, or you have 3 of your main members in this team.
Anyway, guys, for the viewers that are watching, though, please just drop a comment there for the time being for this rest of the game and that. Obviously, for which players you would like the guys for us to spectate on and that, and we can just jump onto them for a while, and then obviously just see how they push it, you know. But as from our side and that, I'll be giving a little bit of a tactical advice here, definitely for the MRU boys, and that they should not be sitting all on one objective, though. Fantastic, we've got the mist clearing up now, so I can actually got a better view of what's happening around the map over here.
Now I can go free mode.
Alright, so we've got both GMT as well as Jan Base, if it looks like it at the moment. They're busy holding down their B points over there. We've got both Greenfields Flaming and Black Terror busy pushing to C there. Are they aware of this too? The DPS players coming in from behind with both AJ and Wes van Tonda. Obviously AJ just picking off flaming arrows. Let's see if Wes is aware that the other boys are there. Yeah, he is aware. Black Terror has gone down. Let's see if the Oaks know that both Greenfields has pushed as well with alongside Flaming Arrows. Flaming Arrows is aware that the boys are pushing on from behind in that, but yeah, just gets taken out there from Wes van Tonda.
Okay, so Hashtag has confirmed that they are missing 2 of the main members, but they do have connectivity issues. And they had no more subs left. So yeah, as I said, they are missing 2 of the main members, and due to connectivity issues, and Miss Wildcat obviously being on night shift.
Yeah.
So I just want to share the stream link with everybody. Thanks to Miss Little Green Monster, who shortened the link for me because unfortunately I was not able to get that for us in time.
It's great to see, I'll be really honest, it's great to see that the game is this close and it's not absolute rapage like it was in the beginning of the last game and that though. I mean, unfortunately we have got the DPS boys that have got their trip cap going at the moment and will increase their points and that. Just want to see if any of them are aware. Yeah, AJ is aware that all of them are busy pushing that point though. So hopefully you can just relay the message out to the boys and that though, so the guys can actually just get back onto that defensive push over there. What I would do from reckoning is actually do a bit of a pinch there with AJ, and obviously AJ falling to the hands of Johan Base at the moment. And we got Wes van Tonda as both as Costa Cora busy pushing 2 different flank points there. Also going to grab that pinch point there on Flaming Arrow though. And then we've got AJ containing GMT there. So, if I'm not mistaken, this would be like, if it was like last season, would this be like the DPS Silver team?
I'm actually not 100% honest. I've lost my words. Certain, sorry, 100% certain on which DPS team this would be. Because it does look like a mixture of all of them. Because unfortunately, DPS did pull out their second team, option for a second team in Season 3. If I'm not mistaken, they're not competing in the Premier League this season, are they?
No, they're not.
Okay, that could be the reason why they only have one T5 team.
Yeah. Very sad to see lots falling out of the T5 series this season as well. It looks like their main team pulled out, I think it was, or was it both teams? No, it's just their main team. Just their main team, their first team, yeah. So they pulled out, obviously. Yeah, there was a little bit of a bummer for the rest of the community, though. I mean, a lot of the guys were looking forward to playing against the lots guys and that, and yeah, I mean, definitely going to miss some of the T12 guys and that, such as MRU DPS, well as lots and that busy competing for that first division, though. But as far as I am aware, that the Lost Boys have all come down into the Division 4 at the moment, or Division 3?
Division 3, yes.
Yes, just to help their smaller team and then obviously push up those divisions and that. And I'm not entirely sure if they are going to break away from that point or if they're actually just going to stick just to having that one team in the future again, though.
See, I'm not 100% sure or why they did this, because unfortunately, because they dropped out for Season 3, they are going to lose their option to be in Division 1 next season. As the rules do state that if you leave a season, you sit out a season, you do drop to basically from the bottom, and you have to work your way up again.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, I'm not 100% certain of what's going on there. But it is sad to see that the Lots T5 team did pull out, but the Lots with a Z is still competing.
It's still running. That's correct, yeah. Right, well, back
But
to the action over here. See, we've
we're
got...
gonna have a double capture here by MRU, which is gonna pull the points up
It's
slightly
not
to
the...
their favor.
Yeah, well, it's not the first time. I mean, they've done it twice already, if I'm not mistaken. And by watching the stream, and that's obviously just straying off the topic of the game itself, though. I mean, it's a bit of a community over there. But right there with some cheeky snipes there with that Carcano, man. Love to see these new guns being brought into both T5 as well as the T12, and that I hope the rest of the community is aware of this, though. I mean, the guys can actually start utilizing some of these weapons to their advantage, though.
I am busy spectating, not spectating, but watching, if I'm not mistaken, CTK versus... Ooh, who are they playing? It's a T12 game. But yeah, the one side is CTK.
Alright, so then let's get back to the action over here. Okay, we see that we've got both DPS holding down both A as well as C, and that's in the boys from MRUs busy pushing off that B point towards the A and also grabbing a bit of that mid-map control. Looks like they maybe have 3 players that will actually stray off mid-map onto that C objective, busy regaining some ground, obviously. We've got Black Terror, unaware that Costa Cara is in the barn there, and AJ behind him, taken down with Curacies from the boys from DPS. And then we've got both JJ Greenfields busy chilling there in the house there, and as well as Flaming Arrows busy pushing just past the windmill there, busy going for that A objective, or actually detouring now, going for C. Alright, so then we've got AJ busy capping B points over here, and we've got Reckoning and West Van Tonda both busy holding on that point. And then we've got Reckoning, which is aware that Johan base is inside the barn, pushing out barn. Can you see him? Is well aware that they ran into the house there, Johan base. Oof! Getting some dirty kills there in Reckoning. West Van Tonda is still aware that you are there, my bud. Wesh is coming on top there. We've got the MRU boys busy attacking that A objective with 2 of their players, both Flaming Arrow as well as Black Terror, being contested by Madrid again with those cheeky sniper kills. Very on point, I've got to say. One thing I do love about the DPS boys is just watching their plays. I mean, it's a very good tactic the way they run that is, you know what, they run together in almost in like a flank version itself, and that the guys never are in arm's reach or anything like that, but are very close by with one another though. Stu, you just want to take over quickly, bud? I just got to answer this call for work quickly,
No
bud.
worries.
Thanks.
So now that that idiot is gone, yeah, let's have a bit of fun, guys. Yeah, we've just watched DPS capture A here. MRU spawning just on the outskirts. We've got a 4v3 situation, now 3v2. These DPS guys are just mowing down the MRU team. Where are they spawning now? Look, back of C. And again, they all just sit on one flag. The DPS boys have just spread out beautifully to cover the flags that they have in their position right now, but have 3 attackers pushing on that. Sorry, I lie. They've got 4 attackers pushing on C flag.
Well, sorry, I'm back, guys. Just had to take a quick little phone call from work in that. Obviously, got to keep my standby team running there. Alright, so again, we've got DPS going for that C point there. They're going to get that trip cap. I mean, this is going to be all over before we even know it. I mean, JJ Greenfields and GMT busy, both pushing 2 different directions. I mean, JJ Greenfields taking down West Van Tonda. GMT is aware that AJ hopefully is in front of him, though. Get the kill on him. and obviously just re-layer that out to JJ Greenfield. But I mean, this is down to the DPS boys again, and I mean, this is once again very valiant effort from the boys from MRU, and that's just a pity that most of the guys couldn't make it tonight, their main team, and that to take on such a strong opponent. But yeah, GG's to both teams in that, and a special congratulations to the boys from Dogtown Society for an absolutely phenomenal game. And so you guys have obviously been training hard to take on these guys, and that, I mean, so that's really going to be confirmed though. I mean, for pretty much who's going to be taking this season for Pool 5, and that will be the DPS boys, and that I don't see any teams coming back and actually just taking them off their bit of their pedestal at the moment. So yeah, well done to the boys from DPS, and a valiant effort from the boys from MLU. Well done, guys.
Are we going to get a third map there?
I'm not entirely sure though. Okay, well, Costa Cara is asking for it at the moment. They are keen to play the third game. Not entirely sure if they'll be going for it though.
No limits. Are you sure that the Costa Carba is legal? Because unfortunately I do not have. Yeah, the Kakana, sorry.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, we did post the pictures up for us for the weapons. Let me just have a look here. I'll confirm that now for all the viewers in that, because it is being questioned right now. Let me just pull up the weapon ban list that we've been going through at the moment. Unfortunately, I cannot see it from my side right now. Let's just break out of there. Did we put it on a PDF form there, Stu?
Yes, on our general chat group, I did post both the listings, but unfortunately I moved to a new cell phone, so I lost all the previous. Actually, I might still have it, because I did back up everything. Oh no, backed it up on another phone.
Okay, they've posted up the list there. The Carcano is definitely legal. The Carcano Patrol Carbine. Which one did he use though? That's the quick question though.
Unfortunately, they do have a picture.
Yeah, he used the Patrol Carbine.
Which is
legal.
allowed.
Okay, so it is legal. So
yes, and we are getting a third map.
Fantastic. 1 minute spawn time for the gents.
Yep, 1 minute.
Right, some good sports actually coming in. I mean, Ryan obviously just questioning the car corner, and that the guys are proving the point, and straight up, the MRU said, sorry, they didn't get the memo. Let's move on to third game, please, boys. Nice to see the great sportsmanship coming from both teams here at the moment.
I won't lie, this is one of my most favorite maps to play on. So many points to defend from, so many points just to hold the flag. Obviously you got your long flanking routes that nobody ever watches, but yeah, close quarters, long distance, medium distance, you've got indoors, outdoors, just a constant battle. But yeah, this is probably going to be my most favorite map of tonight, I won't lie.
Like I said, I mean, not a fan of the first two maps that we actually played there, and to see the boys have really just started spawning in. MRU's obviously taking that cheeky little 3-second delay there, just spawning before time, and that they were flaming arrow, jumping straight onto that A point. The guys, a very strange point for the DPS guys to spawn onto C though. I mean, they should generally spawn about B side, and then obviously push over to A as well as C in that.
That is a strange
we got flaming arrow rushing. Yeah, we've got flaming arrows spawning. Oh, actually pushing right onto the B point. We've got Reckoning there on his left-hand side, and unaware that Wes Van Torne is on his right-hand side there. Obviously taking him down now with that dirty little bar. And then we got A flag being taken now at the moment from the guys, and we've got JJ Greenfields as well as GMT and Flaming Arrow busy taking on Wes Van Torne down the passages there. Actually, hopefully they'll be grabbing some ground back over here, but they are very unaware that AJ will be coming in from behind. They're getting the one kill there on Greenfield, as well as Flaming Arrows. Oh, Flaming Arrows was actually taken down by Costa Corra though. So it's an early trip cap for the boys from DPS, and that's see the guys from MRUs all bunching up on the C flag at the moment, regaining back at least one objective, so they can gain a bit of momentum back and obviously push forward.
Where's
Stu, any
Controller
first
just had
players?
JJ Green underneath his feet and still does not see him sitting there watching the corridors.
That's one good thing about the MRU players, and that
They love their
when
little sneaky
you got
spots.
your when you got your you get labelled a special kind of player for the battlefield and everything. I suppose you learn all these dirty little tactics and play possum half the time, and the guys obviously unaware but they're pushing these objectives and just get up and just get that cheeky 1-2 kills there.
We have lost objective button.
And we just had Costa Corra clear out C.
We had a bit of a momentum pushback there from the MRU boys, but obviously West Van Tonda as well as Reckoning busy pushing that point again. I mean, I've got to say those two work phenomenally as a pair, though, dude. I mean, it's be watching the guys the whole night and that, and their pushes together, very orthodox pushes, and you know, they just work well as a team. I mean, the guys communicate well with one another, obviously pinching off the MRU boys before they even grab down there. And as we can see, we've got our next trip cap of the game, and that, guys, this is actually going to break down the momentum from the MRU boys if the DPS boys are aware of their spawning points and that.
Which should always be B side. But as we saw tonight, the spawns have been a bit funky tonight. I don't
think it was mainly about the positionings for the spawning of that. I think it was just Flaming Arrow's little cheeky 3-second jump into the game there before the map even started that actually threw the spawn out a bit though. But I mean, it looks like as what we can see so far that the spawns are back to normal now with the MRUs just spawning outside their B objective on the bottom left hand side there of the map there. Sure, this map's going to be over before we even know it. And there's a cheeky little 4-man push here coming in from the MRU boys onto that C objective. Both Johan, Greenfields, GMT, as well as I think it's Black Terror, yeah. All busy pushing that C point there. Hopefully if the guys are aware, they'll push 2 players off and then go for that A point though. But as we can see, the guys from DPS have laid themselves brilliantly throughout the courtyard there, as well as down the passages, and they're obviously going to snap their momentum in half before the guys actually grab that A position and make anything of the game. We've got both Madrid and AJ as well as Costa Corra fighting there in the courtyard, busy pushing that C objective now, and it looks like we've got a whole team of MRUs that went down there, but now we see that both GMT and Black Terror have both spawned back in alongside with Johan Base and JJ and Flaming Arrows, sorry, busy grabbing back that B point there. And again, DPS guys should know better than that to spread themselves a little bit better there, obviously not have 2 guys push an objective, obviously have themselves laid out correctly throughout the map and that. See if Johan Base is aware that that Reckoning was there right in front of him, but obviously Reckoning getting the better half of him. Can Reckoning get that second? He does, taking Flaming Arrows down. JJ Greenfield coming out from the outside of B. Are the boys again aware of where the spawn points are, because that's where the guys are going to be spawning, gents. I'll be really honest, like throughout the T5, and then I'm really keen on some, like, even from my team and that, on players doing these heavy unorthodox flanks and that. I mean, if you spawn bottom B in that and you push right out onto the C objectives, just too much time wasting going on there, in my opinion, though. But yeah, definitely the DPS boys have got their, it's excuse my language, but they got their shit in order on this map, and obviously their layout's brilliant at the moment, just holding those MRUs at bay. Just broke the momentum straight there, and yeah, just keeping them back into their spawn.
We do have a comment here from your cousin, Shane. No limits, you missed your calling, bud. Super Sport, here you come. Limits can do Super Sport Blitz highlights. So maybe you should look into that, my man. Oh, and DPS are busy losing C.
Yeah, again, you see, that falls down to exactly what I said. No, I'm not a huge fan of these heavy unorthodox flanks and that. I mean, like I said, it's just too much time wasting in that. I mean, especially on that trip cap situation and that. I mean, the guys actually land up losing at least about 10 to 15 points due to that. again, the boys from DPS are just shutting down that C objective. Two of them are aware that the boys from MRU are busy pushing down the corridors. We've got both JJ Greenfields in them, but unfortunately going through down to the DPS, gents, again, once again, it's an absolute raping tonight, gents. We do understand that this is the MRU socials team, more or less their social side in that, and like I said, very unfortunate that their main team couldn't feature and actually give the DPS boys a harder time in that. But once again, very valiant effort coming from the boys from MRU, and GG's DPS, dude, for actually putting on a great show here for us tonight in that. Unfortunately, the games couldn't last as long as we would all like them to. I mean, all three domination games only lasted about what's that, a half an hour? 40 minutes?
Not even, no. I mean,
it's about a half an hour now. Yeah, we went 10 minutes over the half past, and that's half an hour for 3 games. Very well played from DPS in that. Just having a look at the scores over here, we've got West Frontier got 13-3, AJ 18-3, Reckoning 16-2, Costa Cora 11-3, Madrid 7-2, and then unfortunately for Young Base, obviously going 0-10. It's gonna hurt, my brother. It's gonna hurt.
Colin, just for your information, the pools were drawn at random, so unfortunately, because it is a pool-based series with T5, it's not going to always be balanced. Like, we did try and move to split up the top teams so they can actually play in all pools and not just shove them in one pool and have a stupid final at the end of the season. So yeah, some pools will be unbalanced due to the fact that you don't want a weak team pulling through to the quarterfinals or even the semi-finals because they did not have a strong team to compete against.
Alright, well, I've got to say, I mean, the game was exciting to watch at the end of the day. I mean, it's very great information for any streamer at the end of the day. I mean, just to broadcast different team strats and that. I mean, you can actually see how the DPS boys push, how they actually do their initial layouts across the map and that, and just how well they work together in pairs and that. I mean, obviously, like I said, you don't want to be in arm's reach of one another when you're pushing an objective. I mean,
Exactly.
the guys back on St. Quentin were pushing 3, and it was almost a mid-map push with the 2 guys running on the outside, but obviously with a well-spread distance between the 2 of them. And I mean, obviously shutting down any enemies pushing front there. And yeah, great game from both teams tonight, and unfortunately we didn't see a top-notch performance coming from the MRU boys again, but once again we do understand that it is their social side, and we do hope to see stronger battles coming from the guys in the near future for the rest of the T5 series in that. Anyway, Stu, yeah, let's conclude the stream in it, and once again, well done to both teams tonight. From myself, No Limits, it's been an absolute pleasure busy watching the guys tonight, and it's also just commentating on the game itself. Always, like I've always said through any of the streaming, that gents, for the guys that are watching, if there's anything that we can ever change up due to our streams, and that will be highly appreciated. We want to try and make this as exciting as possible for anyone watching this. I mean, we'll be doing some new things coming in the near future, and that we will be getting like surprise guests and that from the Battlefield community to jump in onto the streams with us, obviously give them give us their outlook on the games, as well as provide also that nice little background commentary coming from them though. But yeah, from myself and No Limits, it's been an absolute pleasure. Stu, any final words from your side, bud?
From our side, hashtag pray for Acid. I mean, our second team is playing them next week, so guys, that's going to be a game to watch. But for tonight's game, congratulations to DPS. Well played from your side. Great strategies coming from you. MRUs, unfortunately, sorry there, but that should have been sponsored by Adult World. But yeah, guys, well done to DPS, and that separates MRUs and DPS in their pool. But yeah, from my side, that's it. And yeah, guys, catch you next time.
Cool, guys. Have a great evening. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Cheers.